Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of Power Core Productions and Podcastings. Today, we're going to be bringing yet another story to the anime DC family as we continue with Campione, Fury of the Gods. What if Kusanagi Godou was Shazam? Season 3, Part 1. And in case you're wondering, the Yu Yu Hakusho Green Lantern series has been moved to the evening slot, so that video will be out later on this evening. But we now go into Season 3 of Campione, Fury of the Gods, with this story being the combination of Campione and Shazam. Two stories that deal with gods, kings, myth, magic, and men of fame. We follow along in the story of Kusanagi Godou, your average teenager who by chance was chosen to be the next champion. Following the events of Season 2, Kusanagi Godou returns to his home country of Japan, looking to enjoy what semblance of an average life he once had. But now, a new foe steps into the scene, one who may not be mighty in size, but he is mighty in will and brain power. How will Godou manage to overcome this new adversary, along with some surprising additions added into the world of the Tales of Earth 2? Follow along as we continue with Campione, Fury of the Gods. What if Kusanagi Godou was Shazam? Season 3, Part 1. As always, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Following his vacation in Rome and his battle with the heretic god Perseus, Godou returned as the calendar had changed to early July. Unlike in most countries, summer vacation didn't last as long. And even in the midst of the summer days, school had now resumed. But for Godou, he had a lot more on his mind. For starters, Liliana Krinjar had now transferred to his school and was now working as his own personal knight. Another girl to be added to the list. Safe to say, trying to juggle the feelings and relationships of multiple women who were all vying for his affection and attention was a lot easier said than done. But there was also something else. The warning that he had received in Rome. The coming of the being known as Black Adam, the fallen hero. His arrival would be sooner rather than later. Of course, for Godou, he had been waiting for a call from the wizard, but nothing had happened. The one that had given him his powers. He wanted to know more about this Teth Adam, the fallen champion of Kondak, and what was in store for him when he arrived. For now, though, Godou would choose to focus on his schoolwork. He had to make sure that that wasn't lacking. Trying to balance being a champion, a king, a hero, and an average Japanese high schooler, well, it was a lot easier said than done. And his sister was not too keen on her brother's exploits. Godou didn't bother to explain what he had been up to, believing that for her own safety it was better to keep her in the dark. But from her point of view, all she saw was her lazy, slacking, no-good brother bringing home more and more and more beautiful women. Was he becoming a womanizer, a two-timer, a three-timer? Was he going to become a delinquent, a deadbeat? Well, now Godou had those rumors circling around him. But it wasn't just Godou who was feeling the pressures of everyday life, no. The women surrounding him also felt the same. Of course, there was Erica Blandelli of the Copper Black Cross. She, of course, knew her place at Godou's side, and she didn't feel challenged at all, even when there were others who were vying for his affection. Then, of course, you had Maria Yuri, who served as a shrine maiden and a mage. She wanted to try to keep Godou on the right path, but her own feelings were also starting to stir. And then there were the likes of Liliana Krenjar, a rival to Erica, and who made no bones about how she planned to serve at her master's side. All of this would be hard to balance, but a new force was going to arrive, one that would change everything. It all started when Godou got a call, a message from the head of the Historical Compilation Committee. This was a special organization in Japan. Of course, you could find others all around the world who had similar jobs and functions, but for here, their role was to hide the supernatural events from the average people of the world. Yes, you did have your outliers, of course, your superpowered beings, your costumed freaks, your scientific monstrosities and things of that nature. They couldn't really have a cover-up for that. But the goal of the Historical Compilation Committee, as stated to them by their head chief, Koenma, the king of Spirit World, they were to keep the veil between the mystic and the ordinary, to keep mankind unprivy to the true events that went on. That's why when events such as a battle between Campione, whenever heretic gods came to the earth looking to cause trouble, whenever there was some supernatural phenomena that couldn't be explained, these were the people who always kept everything behind red tape. The ones who always made sure that the newspapers said that everything that happened was just some freak accident, some chance circumstance, to keep the secrets hidden from the world. Of course, you had other organizations and people who also aided in this endeavor. You had the likes of the Hero Clan, and you also had those who worked directly under Koenma, say, a spirit detective, if you will. All of these bodies and organizations worked in harmony as a way of keeping the peace in the world of man and keeping the divide between those who were divine and those who were ordinary. So you can understand why the committee had such a special vested interest in Godou, a young man with now the powers of a king, someone who was not bound by any law or order. Yes, Campione were considered the wild cards of the world because they could turn any kind of way. You had some who chose to stay to themselves, effectively became hermits and abandoned the world and their responsibilities. You had those who took the world for everything that it had to offer and were not looking to give anything up. Then you have Campione like Godou, those who are young and way in over their heads. So they need all the help they can get. As Godou would arrive to the shrine of the Historical Compilation Committee, he would be greeted by not only Maria, but by a new girl. She bowed respectfully to Godou as she introduced herself. Her name, Ina Seshuin. The girl had long, flowing dark hair, along with a cloth sword that she kept at her side. She appeared to be dressed in a school uniform quite similar to their own, and the girl was of Japanese descent similar to Maria. It is a pleasure to meet you, Kusanagi Godou. I do hope that I will be able to serve you to my fullest capabilities, not only as your sword, but as your wife. My wife? What are you? Well, it's only natural. I have no problem with falling in line with the others. Liliana, Erica, Maria. After all, you've already taken them along with multiple concubines. I haven't taken any concubines. Please, I don't know where you're getting that kind of information from. I'm not that kind of guy. I just want to... Anna did not look impressed. Liliana was rather concerned, and Maria was surprisingly quiet. She was someone who normally spoke up at these sort of events, but now she was more reserved. As tea was being poured, Anna got straight to the point. She didn't feel like beating around the bush like all of the others. She was brash, open-minded, and open-mouthed. If you don't mind, Godou, I'd like to skip the platitudes and get straight to business. You see, me and my associates here, we simply like to know where we stand in the grand scheme of things. The grand scheme? What are you... Godou, it's quite obvious that you have a lot of women in your life, and I don't think you've taken their feelings into account like you should. Their feelings? Are you talking about... I'm talking about Miss Maria here. She would like to serve as one of your wives. Yet I don't think you've taken how she feels into account, nor the number 2. Liliana took offense to that statement, as she were implying she were number 2 to Erica in the pecking order. I did not mean it as disrespect. Your powers are rather close to each other, though I would have to give Erica Blandelli the edge. Oh, please. You flatter me, another voice said from across the room. Erica had arrived, and she was all smiles as well. This was rather unsettling, especially for Godou, as Inna would step forward to her. Erica Blandelli, so you are the foreigner who stole the king's heart. I did not steal anything. The king has a right to claim what is best for him, and it's obvious that he has great taste. Is that so? I can assume that you persuaded him, perhaps with fine wine, a silver tongue, a lecherous look. And you would not do the same? Oh, but of course I would. After all, my king should bear proper children. Japanese children. Well, if it's about quality, Godou has chosen from the finest of stock. Children that will be raised to be fine, sophisticated, and powerful. I believe that is where yours will be lacking. Is that so? All right, ladies, calm down. You really don't want to start a fight about... You're both so arrogant, Liliana said. To believe that my master would choose either one of you. Oh, now you've chosen to get bold, Liliana, Erica said. I must say, it becomes quite a bore when you don't give it your all. I can show you what giving my all means. All right, that's enough. Liliana, Erica, Inna. Right now, I'm not trying to have children. I'm not even thinking about marriage. I'm just trying to pass school and survive. I feel like there's a way that we can all come to an understanding, right? Do we all fight for the same thing? I fight for what you fight for, Master, Inna said. I fight for Godou, as do I. Maria chose to remain quiet, Inna looking towards her friend as she grinned. You can't stay quiet about this forever, Maria. If you do, you'll never be able to claim what you want. And once you have spoken, you cannot take those words back. And I will do what is in my best interest. You understand, don't you, Maria? The tension in the room was at an all-time high, and Godou had to find some way to make peace. The wisdom of Solomon was working overtime. In the days that followed, there was an unspoken shift in the dynamic. Maria and Liliana had been rather quiet and subdued, instead keeping to themselves. For Godou, he found this to be a little unnerving. Sure, could things be a little hectic when the girls started competing with each other? Yes, but it was almost the normal for them. He didn't want anyone to have hurt feelings. Erica, taking advantage of the opportunity, would ask Godou out on a date, not wanting to waste any more time and wanting to capitalize on the moment. She had already spoken with Inna, and arrangements had been made. As for the young maiden warrior in question, she continued to wait, waiting until the time was right. "Have I done well, master?" Inna would say. "You have done exceptionally well, my child." "And the plan?" "Yes, you will have the Campione, and all of Japan. It will be yours. What I wish to claim does not lie in this realm. You made a promise to me. You swore." "I did, and I will fulfill my promise. Kusanagi Godou will not die. But as for the others, you are so cavalier," the voice said, "to sacrifice them without hesitation. I must do what is best for Godou, even if he does not realize it. Keep your word. No harm will come to Kusanagi Godou. You will not take his life." "Yes, Miss Shinsui, I swear, by the oath and the curse, on the rock of eternity, I will not take the life of Kusanagi Godou." A few days later, Godou and Erica would begin their date. Erica was more forceful, even more than usual, as Godou had to be sharp and on his toes. They went clothes shopping, seeing the festive sights, Godou taking her to every restaurant, dessertery, and any place with good food that he could think of. As much as he would hate to admit it, he enjoyed spending time with Erica. These moments of calm, of peace, they were more than anyone could ever dream of. And Erica was a beautiful girl. He couldn't take that away from her. It would be a lie if he said his heart didn't skip a beat whenever she was in his presence, that his eyes didn't linger when she walked away, that his mind was never consumed with thoughts of the Italian girl. They had fought together multiple times, side by side. They had risked their lives for one another. In the heat of battle, Godou couldn't think of anyone else that he would trust to stand beside him. As the date were drawing to a close, suddenly time would begin to shift. Everything stood still around him, even Erica. As he turned inside of the mall, he saw a glowing door. It was a bathroom door, but there was writing on it, ancient text. As he approached, he would open the doorway that led him to a subway station, and there, the train. Why do I have a bad feeling about this? Godou knew where this train was going to lead him, and before long, he found himself sitting in the throne room of the Rock of Eternity, standing before the wizard. You found me. There is nowhere in the world I cannot find you, Kusanagi Godou. Well, it took you long enough. No offense, but I've been meaning to talk to you. I know you have. You wish to ask about him, do you not? Black Adam? Yeah. I mean, I heard that he's going to be coming to Earth sooner rather than later. And that he's not all that friendly. That is an understatement. Teth Adam, my greatest failure. I chose him to be my champion, but he was corrupted, tainted, a heart as black as a starless night, and I banished him with all of my strength. Well, for someone that's banished, I guess he didn't get the memo. He's on his way back to Earth. What exactly are we going to do about him? That is why I called you here, Godou. My time in this realm is drawing to a close. For over 3,000 years, I have fought against the forces of evil. And now it has taken a toll on my life. What are you saying? That you're gonna die? Godou, kings do not die. Their legacy lives on. My legacy, it lives in you. I appreciate the confidence, but listen, Godou. The time is coming. The forces of evil continue to grow in this world. Your indecisive nature has been called to question. Indecisive? How am I indecisive? I've fought in every battle that's come my way. I haven't turned down a challenge, whether I liked it or not. What else is there that I have to do? You must accept yourself, Godou. You do not fully accept the path that you walk. You merely follow the orders of others, of those around you. But a king does not follow, a king leads. The time will come when you must take this throne. You must embrace your nature. You are no longer an ordinary man. You have grown above that. You are a force of nature that cannot be controlled, not by the gods, not by those who reign above or below. You answer to no one but yourself. You are a king, Kusanagi Godou, a champion. And as such, you must be prepared for what lies ahead. The time will come, Godou. A time where you must be a king. You must not follow, but lead. You will lead this world out of darkness, and you will bear the torch of light. This is your destiny. This is your burden. The blessing and the curse that you must bear. Prepare yourself. He is coming. Yeah, Black Adam, I've got it. No. An enemy. The last son. The last son? What are you talking about? What last son? The last son of Krypton. Kal-El. He comes for you. Krypton? What is he talking about? Wait! Explain! Wait! No! Before Godou knew what happened, columns of smoke formed around him, and soon he found himself back in the mall from which he came. Hold on! What is he talking about? Last son, Krypton, Kal-El? Why can't they ever just tell me what's really going on? Godou, Erica said. Is everything all right? Yeah, I'm fine. So, did you want to go to the next spot of our date? I actually know where I want to go. Erica and Godou would arrive to where Godou had his first battle, his first defense as king in Japan. It was a historical site, still being repaired from when I fought Athena. This place holds many memories for me, Godou. It's where you and I shared in the defeat of the heretic god. It means a lot to me. You know, as a king, you must take responsibility for your actions. Yeah, I've been getting that speech a lot. Not just with me, but with Liliana and Maria as well. A girl needs to be told what will comfort her. You can't be so blunt and direct. You'll hurt their feelings, you know. And mine as well. A fragile heart, Godou. A girl is. She can be as strong as steel, and yet as delicate as a newborn. I mean, her heart, Godou. The heart is a very tricky thing. Something that is both strong and weak. Something that must be protected. And you know this. I do. I promise. I'm not trying to lead anyone on or hurt anyone's feelings. That's not it at all. It's just, I've seen what people do as Campione. The way they live their lives. I can't be that way, Erica. Everyone looks to me. They say that I'm supposed to be a king, that I'm supposed to step up. But if stepping up means I have to become like the others, then I'm sorry, but I can't do that. I don't want to boss you around or command you. You shouldn't feel obligated to do whatever I want. Everyone is entitled to free will. I will never use my power or abuse it to force people to follow me, to be loyal to me. I never want to abuse your trust and just Erica would pull him into a kiss, one that seemed to last for all of eternity, as Godou lost himself in the moment. My love, you do ramble a lot. But it is the reason why I love you. We know that you would never use your title or power to abuse us, to gain what you do not earn. Why do you think we follow you? It is because you are a good man. A humble one to a fault, yes. But your qualities, they will make you the greatest king of all of them. One who is worthy of being loved, who we will follow, even to the grave. That is how strong our love is for you. Can you not feel it? My, this is a touching moment, Anna said. Now, Erica, I do believe that our time has come. Yes, I believe it has. Godou, this has been a wonderful date, but now I must take things from here. Erica's clothes would transform as she drew her sword, and Enna unsheathed hers. Huh? Guys, what are you doing? Isn't it obvious? Enna said. This is a duel for your heart. There's no time to waste, Enna. You've come all this way. The king must have someone by his side. Someone who can bear his burdens his pain. Only I can do that. I have gone through great lengths to make this possible. So I hope you will understand, Miss Blandelli. But I simply cannot lose to you. You have my respect. Though I must ask, do you think you have paid a high enough price? I have staked my life for this, Inna said. Hold on. You guys don't have to fight. Please just... Godou, Erica said. Stay out of this. Before he knew what would happen, the two girls would clash, immediately moving along as all of the city had become their battlefield. This isn't good. I've got to stop them. Wait, hold on and... Kusanagi Godou. Huh? The sky had grown dark. Thunder beginning to roar as Godou turned to the voice that had boomed his name. He saw flying in the sky a man clad in blue and red, streaks of gray in his hair, and his eyes glowing a faint greenish yellow. Who are you? So, we finally meet Kusanagi Godou, the man said as he stepped to him. We need to talk. This concludes Campione, Fury of the Gods. What if Godou Kusanagi was Shazam? Season 3, Part 1. As always, if you enjoyed today's video and everything else that we have to offer, then please don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share, and hit that bell for post notifications so you can stay up to date on everything that is PowerCore Productions and Podcastings that has to come out now and in the future. Stay tuned next time as we continue with Campione, Fury of the Gods. What if Godou Kusanagi was Shazam? Season 3, Part 2. But anyway, that's going to do it for the end of today's video. I'm Javon Harrington with PowerCore Productions and Podcastings, signing off, and I'll see you next time.